2006 Kia Sedona with the 3.8 liter V6. I was having an issue with my van overheating. I didn't let it overheat, of course. I just shut it off before it did. But as I was getting in here to investigate, of course I took off the engine. I didn't really need to take off the engine cover, but I did for something else I was working on. But the front shroud here, took that off. And I found that the fans weren't really working. Passenger side there, they weren't really working. I went down here to the control module. Right there, the cooling fan control module, or coolant fan control module, whatever you want to call it. I tapped on that, and one time it worked for me where they kicked on and they started working. So I was like, well, there's an issue with that, or the ground, or something. I also noticed that this fan over here was, passenger side one, was running a little slow. So it could have been that, and that possibly fried that. One thing I recommend you check is the bottom connection on that, right there. The bottom connection on that is a ground, and it's tied into, let's see, there you go, that one right there. That's a ground. It's tied into the relay right here. This one right here under a rubber cover right there, and so it's just holding onto the frame right there with a little bracket. But check that relay, test that out, and maybe replace that if you're having some issues. And then that relay, it actually, never mind this stuff here, I had something else going on, but it ties into this right down there. It ties into that, and then it hooks right up here to this top post. And that's where that wiring harness is. But what ended up happening for me is I tapped on that, it kicked on, and so I figured that either a ground is bad somewhere or this unit itself was bad. Initially ordered one on Amazon. It was 150 bucks, and I'm going to a junkyard and going for 20. I swapped that out, and I swapped that fan out. Now that fan, I did, to get it working in the meantime, to test that, I disconnected that top connector right there. That's for the left, or for the right fan there. And then the bottom side, I disconnected that one. That's for the driver's side fan here. I hardwired those directly to the battery. I just hooked some wires up in there and I tested them on the battery. Both those kicked on fine. The passenger side one was just a little bit slow, so I replaced that. And that's when I went and I knew that it's probably my module or the ground or something. The previous owner before me kind of put a ground in there and didn't do a very good job, so that could have been loose. Anyway, I got the module, I put it in there, I put the different fan in there, I clipped everything up. I did get a different relay also, just from the junkyard. I mean, I think he gave it to me for free, or it came with the unit. So I did that, I put it in, and sure enough, it worked. I just watched it, and the fans kicked on when they should, regulated the temperature. Now, the one thing I did notice is that it did not affect my temperature gauge was not working. That did not fix it. I had to go in and look at my other video. I had to go in and replace the coolant temp sensor way back down in there. So you can't see it on the video I'm showing you, but it's back down in there somewhere. And I did replace that. Actually, you can see it on the video. Right down in, right there. You see that little brass down there? That's the fitting for the coolant temp sensor, and then there's a connector right there for it. So anyway, look at my other video on here. It's I'll show you how to replace that. But anyway, hopefully that helps some of you guys. Thank you.